The cardiovascular system is composed of the heart, blood, and the blood vessels, that's the arteries and veins. Arteries carry blood away from the heart and veins carry blood back to the heart. Circulating blood supplies cells throughout the body with oxygen and removes waste carbon dioxide. Oxygen is absorbed into the bloodstream via thin air sacs in the lungs called alveoli. As oxygen diffuses in, carbon dioxide moves out and exhaled. The heart is a muscular organ that functions as a double pump to control blood flow. The heart of an adult male is slightly larger than that of an adult female. On average, a normal adult heart is about the size of a fist and approximately weigh about 300 grams. The heart is divided into 4 hollow chambers, enclosed by a layered wall. The heart has a right and a left side, each side with 2 chambers, an atrium and a ventricle. The right and left side of the heart work in coordination to pump oxygenated blood throughout the body and deoxygenated blood to the lungs. The heart of a healthy adult beats about 60 to 70 times a minute to keep blood constantly moving. Within the thoracic cavity, there is a thin sac known as the pericardium that encloses and protects the heart. 4 hollow chambers of the heart are left and right ventricle and the left and right atrium. Each chamber has a different function. The right atrium receives oxygen-depleted blood and empties it into the right ventricle. This blood then flows to the lungs for gaseous exchange. Oxygenated blood from the lungs enters the left atrium and empties into the left ventricle. From there, it flows out of the heart into the arteries of systemic circulation to distribute oxygen throughout the body. The 4 heart valves control the flow of blood through the heart by opening and closing the heart chambers in a coordinated sequence. The 2 valves located between the atria and the ventricles are called tricuspid and mitral valves. These valves facilitate the flow of blood as it moves into the ventricles from the atrium. The other 2 valves are called aortic and pulmonary semilunar valves. These valves prevent the backflow of blood into the segment it has exited. Each of the 4 valves is composed of flaps called cusps, which prevents backflow of blood in a wrong direction. The heart wall is composed of several layers. The 3 layers of the heart are epicardium, the myocardium, and the endocardium. The outermost layer of the epicardium is also known as the pericardium or visceral pericardium, or the innermost of the pericardium. It covers the heart, wraps around the roots of the great blood vessels and adheres to the heart wall to its protective sac. The middle layer is called the myocardium. The myocardium is responsible for heart pumping action. Its strong muscle tissue makes powerful, continuous contraction possible. The endocardium is the inner layer of the heart wall, lining the heart's interior structures, the chambers, valves, and papillary muscles. The endocardium is continuous with lining of the blood vessels that attach to the heart. Together, these 3 layers of the heart wall aid in contraction and relaxation as the heart pumps. The heart's conduction system regulates electrical impulse that make the heart beat. An impulse begins in a bundle of nerve tissue called the sinoatrial node or SA node. The impulse makes the atrium contract and blood empties in the ventricles. Next, the impulse travels to the atrioventricular or AV node. It passes through the bundles of His, the bundle branches, and the Purkinje fibers. As the impulse reaches the ventricles, it triggers a contraction there and the heart ejects blood. As blood moves through the circulatory system, it puts pressure on the walls of blood vessels. Blood pressure is the amount of force put on blood vessels. It is caused by the blood flow generated by the heart as it pumps and the resistance of blood encounters as it moves through the enclosed vessels.